Here of us finish escorting supplicant and returns to the stronghold. Good job, Hiravis. Yeah, well, at this point I've got so many party members that I can very casually commit to any task. Alright, wolf situation. Let's see about that. Men Puigura. Get as close as we can before we get detected. Also, let's assume formation first. There we go. Hi. Huh. None of these appear to actually be a special form of wolf. So if any plot or follow-up happens on our way in, maybe it comes afterwards. Hobbled petrified stuck. You know, let's let the opening fight happen first. Okay, big wave of bad. As you do. Get that defense boost up. And then AoE control. Come on. Did you get it off? Still casting it? Well, that cleaned up. God damn. This party's kind of scary, honestly. I just wanted to pick up the plant. Ah, it's such a long trip around. These stones are strangely warm to the touch. But most of the runes are indecipherable. A few look like names. We gonna have a wolf war. That's a lot of remains.
Step lightly.
God damn. Oh, it's a lycanthrope. He didn't describe that. He said it was a weird wolf, so I could have seen that coming maybe, but it's druid. It's a person. Standing tall amongst the wolves inhabiting the cavern, this creature turns to face you as you venture forward. Scores of wounds and scars riddle its hide, and one dull eye stares blindly from its skull. It growls a threat as you approach, one echoed by its fellows. You know this half-wolf for the spirit-shifted form of a druid, though you see no gleam of kith intelligence within its gaze. At the creature's feet lie two villagers, one heavily wounded, the other holds an arm across his stomach, and he looks up at you with pleading eyes.
Help! Please help us!
As the beast turns its head back towards the hunter, you sense a strange aura emanating from it. It is as if its hide were holding in a tempest of soul essence, fierce and all-consuming as flame. Can you understand me? The creature snaps and snarls, evidently uncomprehending. It edges towards the nearest hunter even as it watches you balefully with its single eye. Reach out to touch the beast's soul. It takes a little effort, before the beast's soul threatens to overwhelm you with its intensity. Wrath and hunger buffet you from all sides, until you reach through the storm to find a smaller, dimmer pulse of light, and are swept headlong into a memory. The chill bites into your cheeks, and your lungs burn a little from the run. You look down at the little wooden carving in your hand, and rub your thumb along the edge of the carved bear's spine. The totem has already brought you back. You found 2 rabbits in as many snares. I'm sorry, the totem has already brought you luck. You found 2 rabbits in its many snares, and that's a rare enough feat these days. You're certain now that this was a gift from Galawain, that you were meant to find it on that lonely shrine and take it. Oh, he's the one who took it.
Soldier.
Oh shit. Isn't that the dead son? So his son became a wolf. Your father's voice snaps you out of your reflections, and you rush forward to rejoin him beside the campfire. You brandish the hairs, and catch a glimpse of a rare smile under his graying beard. But the smile disappears almost immediately, as a shadow falls over you both. You feel the rush of wind a moment before the log comes crashing down, and roll out of the way just in time. You hear your father cry out in pain, somewhere nearby. Both the hairs and the totem slip from your grasp. You can feel power surging within you. Your heart thunders in your chest, but instinct pulls your senses into order, and you feel the familiar stretch of limbs, the sudden dizzying shift in height. But something is wrong. Your senses are fading, rather than growing stronger. There's a howling in your head, like a screaming chorus, and everything in you shrieks for you to bite, to tear, to eat. He says the familiar feeling, so he's used to transforming into a wolf, apparently. But apparently in this moment where a log came crashing down, and his father gained his limp, and was wounded and distracted, that's apparently when this happened. The father didn't seem to know that he can be a wolf. The memory slips from you. When you come back to yourself, the beast is shaking its head as if to clear an itch, gnawing at its ears. Soldrin? He's still uncomprehending, and he's still approaching the hunters. Ah. Well, this sucks. It might be possible to cure him. It might be possible to save him. But that would involve just ignoring the 2 hunters that are about to be killed. So we don't really... There's no win here. Rush forward to help the hunters. The beast turns from its wounded prey to face you, lunging forward with claws outstretched. You can... Hey, look, new quest! So you can probably save him if you return the item to the shrine, but that involves him dying. That involves the hunters dying. And that's a little harder to justify. Okay, Zawa, I need you to close in over here a little bit because there's way too much there's too much coverage here. Just gotta deal with the fact that, like, there's way too many of these guys just kind of fringing around. Jesus, are we this strong? These fights are just ending right now. Huh. It's amazing because we just had that other fight earlier. When we try to go to Cragholt or whatever it was called, where it was like devastatingly challenging, and then this stuff isn't. Mm-hmm. Ah, there's one not angry one. Is it the one that I helped? Bless you, stranger. We'll make our way back to the village. Thought we were done for. Yeah, that's a bummer. Kurok's brand. 2-handed wand. 10% chance of casting combusting wounds on hit or crit. Neat. That's a fun thing for a wand to have. But I already have a Dominate wand, which is ridiculous. Kurok was an Adiran noble in Radsaris who owned 600 acres of vorless fields. He considered himself a pious man, and his neighbors and tenant farmers knew him for his fervent devotion to Wedeka. He labored alongside his tenants and kept meticulous records of production and sales. Yet he was also known for his pitiless temper and his ruthlessness with shirkers. He carried a switch with him and would savagely thrash any worker he caught dawdling or lagging. Yet he was a favorite of the imperial governor, so his excesses went overlooked. One day, Wadwin approached him while he was doling out an especially savage beating. Wadwin, fresh from his encounter with Aothas, demanded that Kurok release his victim. When the Lord refused, Wadwin asked what the tenant farmer had done to deserve such treatment. He neglects his duties in the field, Kurok replied. Every day he gathers less, yet still he enjoys the protection of my estate. Is it any wonder that your harsh treatment of the man would render him unable to fulfill his duties? Let him enjoy a week of rest. He will return to your service renewed, said Wadwin. Kurok sneered. You would reward his indolence. It is my right and my responsibility to discipline him for his errors. What authority gave you such power over this man? Wadwin asked. Wedeka, the Oathbinder. It is she who set me above the farmers as his lord and employer, and her order that I serve in disciplining him. But Wadwin persisted. Does not the quiet winter beget the fruitful spring? It is by Eoth's clemency that we enjoy rebirth in each new life, and restoration with each morning. It is Eoth's season that blesses your fields. I say to you again, release this man. In his fury, Kurok turned on Wadwin, his switch raised to strike, yet the rod grew suddenly hot in his hand. He cried out, and as he held the rod, it ignited. The flame that gushed forth blinded him instantly, scarring his face in the manner of the burned queen. Kurok dropped the smoldering rod and fled to tell the governor of what he had witnessed.
Yeah.
So a cruel man's weapon punished him, but also became more of a weapon in the process. Interestingly. Yeah, this guy just watched me kill all the other wolves. He's just hanging out. And also he's just hanging out next to these other wolves, so it's a little weird. Huh. Well, at least I saved them. I just realized that it shows up in the description. I kind of love that. It says Yaskier stopped chanting Rage Ball. I didn't really notice that until now. I kind of always thought it was just saying whatever chant he's currently doing, as in like the individual chant, not the overall thing. Well, at this point we can say that this is not going to pan out as I thought it might. I always thought he was just saying the individual chant, like "Lo, she doth don her knickers" or whatever the hell it says. But instead, it's like it's actually the title of the overall chant. So Rage Ball is applicable. Ah, hello, and another. There's a lot of feral druids around here apparently. It's just a thing that happens around here. Wow. Yep, you're, oh god. Jeez. Hey, ancient memory. Everybody gets a little bit of healing, isn't that fun? The War Club of the Mataru. I did 10 hobbles. Yay. 10% chance of hobble. Do 700 damage. Damn. Probably go faster than the 10 hobbles though. So now it's exceptional with a bunch of damage and accuracy. Cool.
Yeah.
And I believe that was the last thing that I left lingering. I was letting the wolf stuff linger in the hopes that I would find something to solve the curse, or God being mad, or whichever thing it might have been. But the end result turned out to be not so happy. We got our answer as we would have hoped. Can I return the thing? What? Did I not loot the body? I think I looted the body. I don't remember. Did the dad have I'm trying to remember. Sagani's confusing me because Sagani also has a figurine. And is also a
Scenic
hunter.
marches and campfire feasts, like the good old days on the Valian front. You got any memories like that, Adair?
Well, let's see. Sometimes we'd march 2-3 days without sleep. Start seeing things that weren't there.
Nice thing about mercenary work is you can always quit.
It is true. Less of a death penalty in that case. But yeah, Sagani has a special figurine, so it's hard to remember whether or not he had one of a bear.
Watch yourself on the mountain. In these lean times, everything looks like prey to something.
I found this wolf of yours.
I see. Is it done? Is he dead?
Theo's shoulders stiffen, and then he sags as if suddenly weary. I don't appreciate being lied to.
And I regret that it was necessary. No, that I believed it necessary. I thought you might balk at the task if you knew what Suldran had once been.
So he even specifically knew it was his son.
I would have given my life to see it done. But if the ogres returned and I was killed, Suldran would remain out there. When you arrived, I came to hope that you might succeed where I failed. You have to understand, to think my son capable of what he did, that was not Suldran. The beast devoured my boy. And so, you did the right thing.
I'm sorry I couldn't get through to him. He was long gone. If there was any way to get through to him, I would have found it by now. Theus looks down, jaw tightening.
Difficult as it must have been, you did what you had to. The people of Stalwart are that much safer for it. You've brought me what peace the gods will allow me. This served me well in my younger days, and I hope that it will do the same for you.
Bummer. Not sure if there was a solution for it or not. Might have been, but it almost certainly would have involved letting the hunters die. Unfortunately, you can't just leave him in a cave and come back later to solve the problem if he's in the middle of killing people. There's consequences.
Adair, you were a military man. Ever consider making a career of it?
I did for a while. Then I heard you could make money shoveling pig shit, and thought that sounded better.
Well, at least it would get you out of the deerwood.
Yeah, shoveling shit's probably better than being in war. It doesn't have the glamour and excitement, but I think that the excitement wears pretty thin once you have to deal with the reality of murdering people. And also constantly being at risk of being murdered. The Abbey of the Fallen Moon. We're still looking for that and it's not here, right? A lovely drop. Nope, that's the wine. Slave hunter is dead. Alright, let's go visit Gref's Rest. Already made a fair number of little pieces of progress here and there. Hopefully he's still here and still alright. Whistling in the reeds added. Red reed wand, some copper, a few days. What's the context here? In the Ixamital Plains, Zelkrine Lake is renowned for the beautiful flowers that grow alongside its banks for several weeks every spring. Local farmers harvest the flowers for a spring festival in all the nearby villages. In the past 3 years, 4 people have gone missing during the flower collections. No one has seen the abductions take place, but people in the area have reported a high-pitched whistle from within the tall reeds. When the abductees are discovered days later on the shore of the lake, They appear to be happy and smiling, but unaware of the world around them. The blissful victims never recover from this state, most dying within a few weeks. Philosophers at the monastery near Zokran Lake have advised local rulers to seek outside help with the problem. Hiravis, I would figure. Yeah. I figure a druid probably has the most relevant experience with this kind of strangeness, but it's a guess, because we don't know for sure what's doing it.
Any progress with Devala?
She said you agreed to your indenture and that you killed a boy in your escape.
And I thought you were going to get rid of Devala, not sell me out to her.
He takes a deep breath, but his eyes are still focused on you.
What she said is true. I had a gambling problem when I was younger. I've paid 7 years of my life for it. I won't pay any more. As for the boy, I didn't want to hurt him, but he saw me as I was sneaking out of the stockade.
His shoulders go limp and his gaze distant at the memory. He shakes his head. You didn't want to hurt him, but he saw you sneaking out. That's pretty fucked up. This isn't even like the accidental murder that the other Orlan did, where he just struck them once and then somehow he died in a freak way. He murdered a child. Clearly. Like, as far as I can tell, the murder was very intentional. He decided to kill the kid. It didn't even like actually solve the problem because they still came after him.
I wish it had gone differently. But I'd do it again. Anything to keep from getting sent back to that place.
Your crime can't go unpunished. You'll do penance in the prison at Cadnua. Elif hunches like a cornered animal, baring his teeth in a grimace. His eyes dart around the dingy room and back to you. Finally, he straightens and sighs.
It's not a yoke around my neck. And I suppose it's better than dying in this frozen crater of a town.
He musters the last of his dignity and prepares for the long march to Cadnua. That is the weirdness of having an RPG-style campaign structure, is that, like...
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that because I don't have like a staff necessarily. As far as I can tell, my prisoners are self-surrenders. Guess I can tell this guy that the guy's gone.
Got rid of that little fella, eh? Take this with my thanks. Didn't need his trouble around here. Anyway, what brings you back?
I ain't no snitch. Except for all the times that I am. I'm so not interested in the liquor stealing quest. The unfortunate thing is that he turned out to be right about the Orlan. He was no good. He wasn't just a poor escaped slave. He was an indentured servant who volunteered into it via a series of bad decisions and then killed somebody on the way out. I'm not really that bothered about taking out some slavers, though. So I'm not really that bothered by what came of that part. Durgan's Battery, Dragholt, Yenwood Fields. I think we're back on track. Yeah. Grinned. Head fisherman of Stalwart. Maybe I should talk to him again? It's weird that there's like the suggestion of a quest, but no actual quest. The Fisherman's Penance. So I'll try talking to him again. Maybe I needed to have a party member I didn't have yet. Because the way I swooped around, maybe I didn't have Manehe yet, for example. That's all that comes to mind, really. Other than that, though, we need to go find this horn. If I can figure out who might have it. I probably should have talked to the barkeep just and checked a little closer for that dialogue if it was there.
Need something else. Been running it 4 decades now. Need anything else?
Wasn't expecting anyone to come by the fishery for a while. Guess that's the proper way to go about it, really. Carry on like it's business as usual. He's just an NPC. He's just a merchant that I've sold a lot of chunks of people to. Chunks of people? The remains, at least. Huh. It's pretty funny having a gun called Forgiveness. And once I have a unique, it's probably not worth keeping around fine quality weapons anymore. Because the unique's usually probably better anyway. Such plentiful items. Yeah. That made me some money. There's the armor I'm not sure what to do with. It just doesn't seem very good. I'm not a big fan of items giving me spells per rest, usually. I like ones that trigger when I get attacked and stuff like that. Because I know I'll just save them indefinitely. That'll be one of the only pieces of equipment I've just straight up sold. These are just generic capes. I don't need no generic capes. There we go. Back up to having a big old pile of money again. It's been a little bit. We're there again. Not a very helpful quest description. There's a horn somewhere. You should ask people about it. Cool.
Oh, I knew that Malkachoa was bad.
That Malkachoa. Let's try Renin Guild. See if they have something to tell me. Find any cool horned helms lately?
Any luck with Durgan's battery?
You did right in parlaying with Baragon. Don't know that anyone else here is going to see it that way, but I thought you should know.
He gives you a thoughtful nod before turning back to the fire. Ah, he's heard. Somewhere in Stalwart Village. So we got a message about it somewhere around the entrance to the village, but I don't know if that means it's actually in the entrance to the village or if it's just kind of around. What about randoms? He nods. Been keeping an eye on town here. You, found anything out near Longwatch for me? He coughs into his hand. Remind me of that thermal pearl you wanted. Caught a glimpse of it in the hot springs over near Longwatch Falls. Just watch for the Lag of Faith. The whole area's crawling with them. They're not really particularly dangerous. Right, he's the one that sent me to talk to Thirsk. Maybe I didn't talk to generic people about the horn?
Please tell me you found it. I've got
a craving like you wouldn't believe. How do I find this horn? Not a helpful quest. Even the guy who has no dialogue in a weird dead-end quest that doesn't seem to do anything, the fisherman, doesn't say anything about the horn.
Got to speak up? My hearing ain't what it was. Did you say something to me? But I've been praying to the... Got to speak up.
Nope. I'll try talking to a couple people near the entrance, but other than that, I'm just gonna move on towards Durgan Battery.
Hey.
Nope. That cluster there seemed kind of like it might mean something. I don't know, you guys are near the entrance. You should have killed the matron when you had the chance. You should have killed the matron when you had the chance. That traitor Farah must have had hit the same weather as you coming down to town. You should have killed the matron while you had the chance.
Feels like it's hardly worth putting the huts back up.
Better than standing out here shivering.
Berrigan will come back to finish us, make no mistake. Renengil does her best, but there's not much work outside the fishery. Where are you hiding? This horn. Ah, the vendor. I was about to check his inventory to see if he had a helm with a missing horn or something like that. But we can just ask him. Would you happen to possess an old helm? Or a horn that looks like it's supposed to be attached to a helm? Ethan opens a compartment in his wagon and pulls out a cracked horn, partially wrapped in cloth. One of the villagers sold me this during their previous visit. He scowls. He said it came from some rare lake creature and was quite valuable. It's been dismissed as junk whenever I've tried to resell it. Irden pauses, unless you know otherwise. Yes, as part of an artifact I'm trying to recover. Idrin beams. Ah, so not another bad investment on my part, then. 600 pounds is my price. Done. Oh, there he is. The world fades and your vision blurs. When it returns, you find yourself in the icy waters of a bay, your body numb from the cold and your lungs burning from exertion. Nearby are Artel and Badrin. Both of them are swimming madly in an effort to pass you. On the distant shore await the other members of your tribe, and with them, Olara, daughter of the chieftain. It is for her hand that the three of you are competing today. Give up, Garrod. Ardo passes you, and despite your best efforts, you can't quite catch up. You look around to see where Badrin is, and it's by sheer chance that you catch the sight of the sea serpent's head surging towards your group. As before, the world stops, the memories trail lost without your guidance. Attack the serpent. Your fatigue falls away as you turn to face the serpent. It charges you, its jaws wide, its foot-long teeth flashing in the sunlight. At the last moment, you dodge to the side and its jaws snap shut. You're a hair too slow, and one of the serpent's horns tears open your forearm to the bone. You grit your teeth against the sudden pain, and wrap your arms around the serpent's neck before it can turn around. It thrashes and rolls wildly, trying to throw you off. You hang on for dear life, weaker with every breath as your blood drains. You do the only thing you think of and jam your fist straight through the serpent's eye, burying your arm as far as it can go. The serpent whips around in agony, and your grip slips. You tumble through the air as your consciousness fades. The race. How could I have forgotten the events of that day? Geralt looks at his hands. I remember it now. But I feel no different yet. Please, you must find the last part of my helm. Well, he's got an interesting backstory. Why? Taxes collected, earned 1,100. Taxes collected, all earnings were lost to bandits. Gotta be some sort of weird dice roll, right? Now he's perpetually here as an option to be released. Well, I'm interested to see where his story ends. He got torn open to the bone on his forearm. It's just a bad time. So the north door is supposed to take me to Durgan's Battery, but my goal, generally speaking, going side quests first and all that, would be to go to Longwatch Falls. So let's see what I can find there. Another new place to explore, also just covered in ice. With Sagani's help, Azura was able to secure his trade routes, and it has convinced local merchants and blah 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 blah. The thermal pearl. He has convinced local merchants and suppliers to offer up their stock. Neat. So we'll see what we can find in this new area. Wow, just updating the thermal pearl by coming here at all gives us 1,000 on the spot. Oh yeah, we're making rapid experience progress. I'm dangerously close to having to level everyone up again. What's this? Are these non-hostile spirits for once? The tower looks like it was carved from the stone of the cliff. The entrance is collapsed and sealed with ice. But you imagine that it commands an impressive view of the valley below. The cliffside plunges for 1,000 feet to the valley below. Stalwart is barely a speck amongst the trees in the distance. The cave down here, dwarven watchtower here. I don't think we can use the watchtower in any way, or even get on it. What was that? Gleaming Society Disciple. Who? Have I heard about them yet? What is that? A few odds and ends lie scattered by the path. There appears to have been a struggle here, but the evidence is half buried under a thin blanket of snow. Wisps of essence hover in the chilly air. Inspect the area. An empty pack lies in the snow. It has been torn nearly in two. Also, the muddy tracks churn the ground. It's difficult to discern their shape or number, but they appear to lead north. Reach out to the essence. The soul fragment plunges into your memory. Plunges you into a memory. Your name is Igadar. You've never been more than 20 miles from home, let alone to the White March, and yet you've been climbing steadily higher for a week now. The air is too thin, your clothes are too light, and you've got barely another 3 days worth of food with you, but you've never felt better. You've only had a handful of fainting spells since you began your journey. You've had as many in a single day before. But the dreams have been the best part. Despite the frozen rocky ground and the screeching winds, sleep has found you each night and brought you visions of majestic peaks wrapped in snow. The cold is but a sweet ache in your bones. And as you hike into the wind, you feel that ache spreading along with the certainty that you're getting closer to him. Or her. Your soul twin. A stranger whose soul mirrors your own. One of the few people in Aora who could understand the constant torment of a soul split. And the only person who could help you relieve it. Something approaches you through the shroud of snow ahead. You feel the throbbing presence like a heartbeat through linen, and you know. The vision ends abruptly. You find yourself staring at Igadir's scattered belongings while his elation ebbs from your veins. As his essence fades from you, you feel his eagerness dissolve into disappointment, until all that remains is the emptiness of a meaningless death. Aw, what a bummer. Discover how he died. I wonder if he was lured here. What is a soul split? That's my first time hearing of that. Whoa, what is that? Oh, it's Lagofeth. Oh, did they always have 4 arms? I never noticed. Bum 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 bum. I shot you in the face. Paralysis is not going to do me a lot of favors right now. Yeah, why haven't you activated Swift Strikes yet? It's weird. I was about to die. Holy shit, stuff is going down right now. Put a barrier on. You're still paralyzed. Not helpful. Get that DR up. Sawa is down. Explosions. I didn't like that. I did not take that explosion lightly. Overall, we're doing better. Ozawa went down hard. That was just a lot of attackers at once, frankly. Oh, he's back up. Get him. You thought fight was over? Just kidding. What, did he play dead? That is a commitment to looting livers from people's corpses. Speaks to us as people a bit. Tubes of stiff frozen mud rise from the ground, and warm air buffets your face as you peer into them. You see shiny, jagged shards inside. You peer into this pool. The water is perfectly clear, but you don't see anything of note. We are all going to die. Ouchies. Maximum ouchies. Zawa's getting wounds a little too fast at this point. No! God, they target Zawa so fast that I can't even get my defensive spells off. God damn. Like, they are full on committed to ruining me. There we go. Now the teams have gotten muddy. Oh. That's not great. Things have gotten a little crowded, and then the party's getting a little crowd controlled. Little screaming might debuff some people in a useful way. But yeah, we were getting focused. And you're getting paralyzed. If you could stop that, that'd be nice. If you could generate a little bit of focus, I can turn the tides a bit here. Come on. Give me one good hit. Please. Trying to help out a bit here. There we go. 8% chance of success. Wow. What a time to be alive, huh? Oh, he's near death. That's not really worth it. Guess this guy. There we go. That cleans things up a bit. And now paralyze them all. Durance, no! Yep, it was a mistake to attack those guys. I thought the fight was going to be coming soon when I saw them. Wow, knocked out. Wow. You guys a problem. Okay. We just need to focus fire her with anything we can actually use on her, because she's just not dying. Come on, anything that works. Yeah, she's got to at least take the AoE damage, right? Okay. So, the guy was not wrong to warn me about these guys. Shit. Although it's kind of my fault, because I did kind of string the two fights together when I shouldn't have. And stealth.
Keeping an eye out.
There appear to be yet more of them. Yep. That's a bit of a problem. All right. Get that DR going. Oh, fight's over. Nope, never mind. Now fight's over. You brush the cloak of steam away from this pool. You think you see, but no. It's just a bubble rolling up from the depths. The pool is empty.
Right.
I want to see these kinds of things up close. I haven't really before. Looking into the third pool, you see something round and iridescent resting at the bottom. Take it. You reach in, your flesh tingling in the warm water, and pull the sphere out. It's heavier than it looked, and its smooth pearlescent surface shines as you turn it. You stick it in your pack. Found it. These kind of springs always seem like they're cool. Well, not literally cool, because that'd be the opposite of what they are. Oh. The quest item, Igadir's journal. Most of the few remaining pages are ruined with mud, but you can make out an entry near the end of the journal. Folkstag. Woke up this morning and saw my toes had turned blue. Spent the last of my fuel warming them up, but it only took me an hour to start the campfire this time. How far I've come. I passed a village yesterday and thought about stopping. A warm bed and a proper meal would have been a treat after almost a week in these mountains. But I don't want to lose track of my soul twin. Not when I'm so close. I dreamed of the cave behind the waterfall last night. I think that's where I'll find him. I'm not sure what else it could mean, but I'd better... The next page is missing and the rest are unreadable. He's trying to find his soul twin, which is a thing apparently. My concern is we had another narrative about a dying man and weird visions earlier that I read. And so I'm wondering, what if it's some kind of parasitic or otherwise predatory creature that lures you into these places and then kills you when you're here? It could be a trap. And if that's the case, then that's just a bummer. But we should rest because everybody's yellow. I was cruel to them in that fight and strung a series of fights together when they shouldn't have been strung together. Glenfathan Soul Hunters arrived. Was it the same thing as before? I think it is. You couldn't have any more hirelings. Everyone's always worth 2 points. Either 2 security, 2 prestige, or 1 of each. For the lower people. And there's this guy that's a net 0. I feel like a Mind Striker is probably similar to a Soul Hunter. So she's probably an upgrade from that particular character. Since these people are defending my base, I think that they might help me in the Battle of Yenwood when I get there. So I'm kind of maybe want to pay attention to some element of like a party composition as I approach this and figure out who I want to keep around. Hey there, buddy. Don't mind me. I said don't mind me, damn it. Why are they minding me? Stop minding me. Nobody can follow instructions around here. Oh no, I'm getting knocked prone. Get out of the goop. Escape, quickly escape the goop. No. How will we shield him against incoming dangers if he can't escape the goop? No, he's dead. I'm sorry. My backline, they got gooped. They got gooped so good. It was tragic. How they were all gooped. Die. He dead. No. That wasn't that bad. But I flooded his inventory with garbage on accident.
Margaren's fire casts light in dark places.
Yeah.
You feel someone nudge the small of your back. You turn around. No one's standing there. But you feel it again. Something is moving in your pack. What? Oh, the pearl was an egg. You open your pack to hear a soft burbling sound. As you rummage through the belongings, something slick brushes your hand. It's a baby Logofaith. It watches you with benign curiosity. Eggshell fragments still stuck to its body. You're the first person it saw. It's gonna think you're its papa now. That little four-armed fish baby is your son. Adair beams. Well, I couldn't be happier for you. Aw, I've got a little baby. That also means that I have not found the egg I was hoping to find. Little creature looks at you and makes a high-pitched warbling sound. Its iridescent skin flashes in the shades of purple and blue. Isn't it adorable how we wipe out entire indigenous populations and then take their children and raise them as our own? Yay! I've done that multiple times now. That's where the little wyvern-looking guy came from. Look at him go. Who's a little nightmare? Aw. Who's your little nightmare? Yes, you are. Oh, you little nightmare. Yeah, I know you want to freeze because you see a thing, but I can't deal with that from there. Doesn't that mean that I never found the... I also never found the pearl? Oh yeah, the bounty for claiming the Gleaming Society. A group of radicals calling themselves the Gleaming Society have been targeting and assassinating political figures in both the Deerwood and Redsurus. A bounty's been put up on the head of their leader, Ulmar. Kill Ulmar and take his head. There are rumors that the Gleaming Society has taken refuge in the White March to lay low before their next attack. Some say they can be found on the Longwatch Falls east of Stalwart. That's who we're hearing of here. Task updated the thermal pearl. That's what it was called. There it is. What's the point of telling him that I hatched and I have a baby Logofeth now? He told me to go find a pearl. I haven't accomplished the goal, so why does it say return to him? I haven't accomplished the mission he set me out to do. He still wants me to find the pearl. I mistakenly grabbed an egg instead, and the game's like, mission complete, go on back. Like, that's not what that means. It is time for a fight, yes? Damage reduction, please. And she's gonna die again already, because that's what she's really good at doing. These DPS are all glass cannons. It's a big risk. They're good, though. Just gotta get the defenses on her as fast as possible if I can. There's Maneha. There. Stack up that DR. Please stop dying. No! All of my defenses failed, and now Zawa's about to fail. I'm especially ineffective at dealing with these kinds of enemies, it would appear. There goes Zawa. Yeah, it's rough to fight a wave of these dudes. They just create bad news for me. But they're about to die from dragon thrashing, so that's good. Wow. These guys are straight up dangerous. Maybe I can break line of sight. If I just run this way, make them come to us. Haha! But also all those guys died, so it was pointless. I think that was just my AoE that was taking care of them. Jesus, you took them out too. They're effective. Get you over here. Let's use this ability. The Mind Lance. That was not huge. High chance of interrupt. Yeah, that did happen. Damage was not great though, 14 and 15. A tiny fraction of what we were aiming for.
If it makes
I've goofed it up. I've goofed it up bad. I've goofed it up bad. And they're not gonna fight each other, are they? I am going to die. Quickly. Oh no, he's stunned. Yeah, that's not panning out. No, stop attacking me. Let me be. We're so doomed. Why aren't they fighting each other? All right, well we don't need to watch this happen. This is well beyond over. All right. Not very nice to put those two encounters right next to each other while they both will be aggroing on you, even though they seem to be two different factions that apparently don't fight each other. Well, some awkward placement you got there. We're going to fuck you up. Who's making a bunch of dragons fly around? I'm not sure which effect that is. But try not to die, Monet, huh? Oof. He's hard to keep alive. And she's down. Yep. When there's this many combatants, they can kind of attack whoever they feel like, which makes it a lot harder to control that kind of thing. You sprained your wrist. You made a boo-boo. Well, I'm glad I spent all of my points buffing Maneha so she could just die. Very useful, obviously. And there goes Yaskir. Damn. Who's even standing where right now? There appears to be a giant man here. Who is this guy? The Gleaming Society Paladin. Look how fucking tall he is. Stop it. Nope, Grieving Mother's already down. That's too bad. And Zawa's not even able to get going. Okay, well that's not good. You're gonna have to retreat from the fight for a moment, because you're very much covered in bad. Ulmar, there he is. We kind of need to just eject some of these people from the fight, so I would like to just rapidly KO them with all of my wounds that I've got here. If I can get any of these off. Yep, that guy's satisfyingly sent sailing. At least every time he does this, somebody goes prone. God, he's not gonna last. Nope. Wow. There's a pillar coming from the sky. And Ulmar is duplicating himself. But at least Adair continues to be fucking invincible. Oh wow, was he ejected from the fight? He's way down here. Quick, get Ulmar before... Barely injured? What do you mean barely injured? Shit, he got healed. They're having some good heals going on here. And Ulmar duplicated like crazy apparently, which is not helpful either. Get that priestess. Oh my god, he is being beset upon. Oh yeah, you're not gonna last. This, nope. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. It's hard to kill an Adair, but this is how you do it. Yeah. Okay. So, I'm gonna have to go into that with a little bit more planning than I have the last few episodes. So we'll go into that one next episode and try to do better. Maybe might even use some traps and some other nonsense just to try to deal with the fact that, wow, that is a large number of enemies, and a lot of them seem to have spells and other effects going on that is overwhelming me at the moment. So we're gonna have to go be a little extra.